Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight I'm here to talk to you for a few minutes about the issues surrounding We Broke Up videos on YouTube. I had a few thoughts, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so I'm pretty sure that most of you watching this video have at least one time come across a We Broke Up video on YouTube. These are plentiful. They've been happening for years. And lately I've been talking about Shyla and Landon breaking up, Landon McBroom and Shyla Walker. You know, they went through a very public relationship and they are going through a very public breakup, separation. And I think because, you know, the algorithm works in very funny ways, and because I've been covering the Ace family, Landon's video that he did popped up on my homepage today. I ended up taking the time to watch it because since I watched hers, might as well watch his. And this brought up the idea for this video. I had been thinking about this in the back of my mind for a long time, never filmed the video, but now seems like a really good time to film it. So first of all, let's talk about putting your relationship on YouTube. This is something that some people choose to do. It can be very lucrative for some people to be on YouTube in a relationship and have a couples channel. And you know, a lot of times people will have a couples channel and then each person will have their own channel. And people typically really enjoy seeing couples on YouTube. And this is not a new idea. It's been happening forever. I remember the rise of YouTube prank channels and, you know, Gina and Jesse, they were kind of the pioneers of YouTube couples that would prank each other. There's been a lot of others. The really odd thing is that the Ace family actually started doing couples pranks right when Gina and Jesse were like on their way out as a couple, which I always found interesting. But my personal opinion when it comes to putting your relationship on YouTube is that there can be a lot of toxicity created because of all of the comments and the people that either don't like who you're dating, or they have an opinion about how you interacted with each other in a vlog, or they're speculating on infidelity, and it can create a lot of unneeded toxicity. So it's not for me, but that also doesn't mean that it's not okay. Like, people can definitely do that and have a lot of success doing so. However, when it comes to having a really public relationship on YouTube, what I've seen is a lot of these couples then also feel obligated to share with their subscribers that they broke up or they're taking a break. Do I think that there are some valuable lessons when it comes to sharing your feelings, when it comes to, you know, going through a breakup, whether or not your relationship has been on YouTube or not? I think that there are some lessons that can come out of creating this type of content, and maybe it will help someone else go through a similar situation. The reason that I mentioned Landon and Shyla in the beginning of this video is that while I think that the content can be helpful sometimes, there's also this other side of it where it's not just a breakup video. It turns into a feud, a spat, a smear campaign, where it's this person does a video, that person replies, then this person replies with different receipts or additional receipts or whatever to explain themselves, and the other person comes back and says, oh, well, you know, you lied about this. And it turns into this ongoing battle that is front and center for the entire internet to see. As much as I understand having things said about you that could be lies or half-truths, and that's frustrating. Trust me, people have lied about me many times on this platform, and I'm a tiny channel. It can be extremely frustrating, and you always want to respond. You always want to say, oh, well, they're wrong, or that's not how it actually happened. Here's how it happened. I've always said the whole idea of conflict for content is not the avenue that works for me. It might work for other people. But when it comes to this back and forth feud that I see with Landon and Shyla, and I am not here to take sides. I'm not here to say one person's evil and the other is an angel. Like, none of us resided with Landon and Shyla. I think that their relationship was definitely toxic and dangerous, and I'm glad that it's over. But this back and forth that starts to be created between a couple that is separated, typically I would just kind of sit back and be like, oh, well, is it necessary? No, it's not necessary. But at the same time, we all have freedom of speech and we have platforms to speak on. The way that I'm looking at this is different because I think of their sweet little daughter, and I always put myself in, the other person's shoes when I can. And coming from a divorced household, I could not imagine if, when my parents separated, if both of them were uploading videos onto the internet, literally telling all of our family drama, all of the details that went on behind closed doors, and putting that out to millions of people. I think of this sweet girl once she gets a little bit older, and I know that the internet is, the internet has been guilty of having a very short-term memory at times. But the point is that this footage is out there and it's not going anywhere. We all know that once it's on the internet, it is absolutely there forever. It's not going anywhere. And specifically when you're talking about a couple that has the size platform that Landon and Shyla both do, it's definitely not going anywhere. This is not something that is just going to be deleted and nobody got clips or whatever. There's commentary channels reacting to both sides. The videos are being re-uploaded. It's on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. I think that this is just another layer of the issues when it comes to family vloggers, where the couple will start out on YouTube, just them. They decide to start a family, and then things go south for whatever reason. It could be something very small, or it could be a snowball effect, or it could be just one big catastrophe where they decide to break up. And because they have made their relationship so public, then they start to feel that obligation to tell their side of the story and announce their breakup. And sometimes I do wonder, do the parents even think about the kids? Does that even cross their mind to say, what is my child going to think of this in 5 years or 10 years down the road? That their parents went through a public separation. They uploaded a smear campaign against each other onto the internet for everyone to see. A lot of these kids go to school. They could be bullied because of their parents going back and forth. They could also be made fun of for a family secret that was let out in one of these videos. That could be a topic of discussion for kids, especially once you're talking about kids that are in middle school and high school. Once these kids catch wind of this child's parents having an online feud for the world to watch, that child is definitely not going to have normal days in school. And I say normal because I always say what's normal. But as far as just being able to go to school and go home, if they weren't known because of being on the internet, then chances are they're going to be known because their parents are going at it online with video responses, receipt battles, and all of this kind of stuff. And I think that it's really unfortunate. School is hard enough for kids. Kids can be very mean to one another. So to also throw this in the mix is really disheartening. And I know that a lot of family vloggers homeschool their kids or they go to private school. Kids can still be very mean in private school. That has nothing to do with it. So if we're looking at the homeschool aspect of it, if they're being homeschooled, sure, that kind of takes the school thing out of this scenario. But we're also talking about your kids still go outside to play. There's other neighborhood kids that will probably catch wind of this. So I don't know. I think that the mental health ramifications and the ripple effect of specifically parents uploading their breakup or their divorce onto YouTube with this kind of series of ongoing videos can be so detrimental. And I really always think of the kids that are caught in the kind of crosshairs of this type of engagement. I've also heard a lot of people saying that these we broke up videos, or why we broke up, or telling the truth about so and so, they'll say, oh, well, they only do it to collect subscribers and sympathy. And, you know, part of that might be true. I also do believe in utilizing your platform to be able to speak to people and have people speak back. I guess where I kind of look at this is specifically if you have a child or children involved, is making that first video worth it to kind of like open up this can of worms where it could result in back and forth videos and sharing receipts and bringing other family members into the conversation and sharing with the internet things that you never intended to have on the internet about family arguments, disputes, money. Is it worth it? Is it worth your is it worth your children being caught in the middle of it? I don't know. For some people, they might not even consider that. I wish that they would. There have also been some thumbnails that I've seen, and I also want to reiterate, I'm not saying that I per se have an issue with the just a couple doing these we broke up videos. I want to make sure that everyone understands that I'm specifically talking about when there are children involved. That's where I completely just like change my stance on this type of video campaign against one another. There are quite a few thumbnails that I've come across on YouTube where the parents are sitting there and the kid or kids are crying and looking really upset, and I refuse to click on those videos. Some of them might be clickbait, but just the fact of the matter that this is being uploaded and your children are being used as part of a sad thumbnail, that also reminds me of the Jordan Cheyenne situation. What kind of coaching is going on when the camera is off to get the perfect sad thumbnail? That sucks. Like, that's gross. It's manipulation. And kids should not be involved in, YouTube, period, but they definitely should not be involved in creating a thumbnail that is going to gain more attention than if it was just the parents. Hopefully this video makes sense. I just always associate myself with some of these kids, and especially when it's a situation that I have direct experience with, it's heartbreaking and it sucks. And I think I say this in a lot of the videos where I cover family vloggers. It is going to be very interesting 10 years down the road when a lot of these kids are grown up and they end up suing the pants off their parents. I think that we're going to see a ton of lawsuits. I think we're going to see a lot of really broken and damaged relationships with these family vlogger kids, which is really unfortunate. You guys know that I have a severely broken relationship with my mother, and it has been detrimental to me as an individual, as a young girl, as a teenager, all like during my entire life. And when I see a broken child-parent relationship before it's even there, it crushes my soul, and it makes me super sad for the kids because I know exactly how it feels. So either way, what do you guys think about the we broke up videos when there are children involved? What do you think about the Landon and Shyla situation? Just to reiterate before I close this video, I want to make sure that everyone knows it is absolutely vital for people to have an outlet, but when there are kids involved, it just seems like maybe instead of making a series of spat videos back and forth, this should have been something that was kept behind closed doors. You know, if you guys don't want to be together anymore, fine, handle it off camera. Not everything needs to be content, and not everything needs to be told to the internet. Just my opinion. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.